come from a land with one of the most socially and economically disparate populations on the planet. And we go about our day so jaded without even noticing it. It's because it's our version of normal. It's the only thing we know, really. I have this distinct memory of when I was little and was traveling in a car with my mother and was watching these children that lived on the street through a window. And she said to me, the only difference between us and them is that we were born here and they were born there. The roles could have easily been reversed. And I thought to myself, what have I done to deserve this? This life, this comfort, this sense of security? And the answer was easy. It was nothing. That thought and feeling I felt then really stuck with me. And even when I was very young, with my little pigtails, chewing on what was probably a fusion gum, I knew that things had to be different. And I had to play some part, big or small, to help make that change happen. Fast forward to last year, I just returned from Italy. I'd completed my master's, so I was very excited to do something and kill it, basically, hopefully. And I've been groomed to join my family business, which is fashion related. And although I joined it and I was really liking it, something just felt amiss. Enter my angel of a best friend. And people who know us very well will swear that he's not that much of an angel. But that's what he was when he came to me with this idea, a proposition, and the best one either of us has had in all our years of getting in trouble together. It was TLL. Now, before I tell you a little bit about TLL, let me ask you all a question. Have you realized that although we share a social space, the interaction between classes is so superficial and limited to just an instruction or a request? Maybe a casual joke here and there, but nothing that feels real. The fear is, because of years and years of conditioning, we may have lost a genuine connection, a feeling of oneness, and that is what we're trying to bring back. TLL, the Little League, is a not-for-profit organization established to encourage the upliftment of underprivileged children through sport by means of interactive charity. What's an interactive charity, you may ask, and how is it any different from any other charity I can give my money to? Well, at TLL, it's not just about a monetary donation. We don't let you off the hook that easily. It's about a donation, or rather, an investment of time. It's about coming together and building communities. It's about facilitating real and meaningful interactions between all social classes to bridge this gap that exists between us, this fear of one another, although we share a home. It's about, fostering unity and equality while, of course, having a bit of fun. The way we do that is through a team ownership model. So we approach big corporates who buy a football team for the entire season and look after them. And the reason we do approach big corporates is so that we get as many people as we possibly can involved. So basically, if you work for a big company, but you're young and broke, like all of us, and you don't have any money to donate, but you do have time, you can come and join us at any of our workshops, or just come and play some casual Sunday footy with the kids. We try to make the idea of charity not so much a charity, but rather an exchange, where you come and share something about yourself and take back an invaluable experience, and basically, it costs you nothing. I mean, it'll cost your boss, but it won't cost you. So we try to get the team owners and the organization involved from the very start by helping them and joining with us to select team logos, team colors, slogans, everything, even the coaches. And we find that getting them to interact from the scratch, from the beginning, makes a very big impact because they feel a part of it. We also try to keep the locations as geographically close to the offices as we possibly can to build communities and to implement that idea. From next season onward, we are going to start mentorship programs because we realize that a lot of people will want one-on-one interactions with the kids. And we're very young, all of my co-founders, so we understand that everyone wants to do things at a different pace, and not everyone wants a stringent rule for how to interact with people, So we try to keep it as flexible and malleable as we possibly can. So it's not an obligation. It's easy. It's whatever you want it to be. We took the whole month to ideate and assess the values of the organization, and little by little include our very, very close friends into it. Suddenly, there were 6 of us, and my room was TLL headquarters over the weekend. We started so small, we literally had all of our information in one book. Very old school, I know, and a bit scary. But that's just how organically it all began. We were just 6 kids who wanted to try and make a difference, bridge a gap, and bring people together. We still are. The idea of using football as a tool for social interaction and holistic development didn't come from me. Shocking, I know, since I look like such a seasoned footballer. But it is something that I learned to appreciate because I realized that the attributes and lessons that you learn from an organized team sport cannot be replaced by just a classroom education. So football, inherently as a team sport, has a very transferable set of skills for social development through team building, acceptance, and respect. It also teaches the kids coordination, confidence, self-discipline, and conflict resolution. So let me tell you a little story about when I first met Karthik, or like his friends and peers wanted to call him, Don. So now Don didn't even come for the trials and just randomly showed up at selections and was standing sheepishly in a little corner watching me while I was talking to the other parents and their kids. Karthik intrigued me. He was a rebel, and the rebels and renegades are a challenge, but they're very interesting. So I asked the little kids about him, and they said to me, Didi, uska naam Don hai. वो बहुत अच्छा फुटबॉल खेलता है, लेकिन Don hai. And for me, this was just a 16-year-old boy. So I went up to him, and I realized he was interested. So I went up to him, and I said to him, why don't you come for our first practice? To which he responded, अगर मन किया तो आऊँगा, नहीं किया तो... So he did come for the first practice, and he came for every single practice after that. Now Karthik, from the beginning, has been a very, very talented footballer, but very badly behaved. So we didn't give him the Best Footballer award in the first tournament itself because on account of his bad behavior. And I gave him a very, very stern talking to, and with the help of his managers and everyone, he was a changed man for the next tournament, for tournament number 2. So the next tournament, Karthik was not just the best player on the ground, but he was the best little leaguer that we had. And that to me is such a validation because you and I may not understand the importance of camaraderie in this strata of society, but it is extremely necessary for boys like this to experience that because they don't have the kind of support that we do from our parents, but at least now they have a team. So the idea is not to find the next Lionel Messi, although who wouldn't secretly love that? But it is to use this awesome sport to help these kids become socially conscious citizens and, most importantly, kind, caring, and compassionate adults. So at TLL, we focus on a holistic development, and that encompasses 3 main factors: the physical, the psychological, and the academic. We believe an education or like a training that encompasses all of these really goes beyond just the basic and the ordinary, and it'll equip our little leaguers for anything that comes their way in the future. In the spirit of this, we have workshops as well, and they range across a number of disciplines. So anywhere from a beach cleanup to a personality development classes to teaching them how to build robots and drones. Here too, I've watched the little leaguers really excel. And in fact, I think a lot of them are a lot smarter than we were at their age. I mean, you guys are pretty smart, but a lot smarter than I was at their age, for sure. And I've had the craziest, funniest experiences because the other day, one of the little ones, the 12-year-olds, came up to me and asked me if I have Wi-Fi. And we were just on a training ground, so I said to him, no, but I have network. And he whipped out his phone very confidently and showed me that he had full Wi-Fi. And I asked him how he did that, so he just smirked and said to me, Didi, apna setting kar diya. Which basically means he sorted himself out. So anywhere in Worli, where he lives, he had unlimited free access to internet. Now, I, on the other hand, pay for a fairly expensive 4G data plan and still don't even have that privilege. I was very impressed with this because it's not something that we know how to do, but because of their condition and where they are, this is something that they've learned. So a lot of you may feel that I've been saying boys, 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 about our little leaguers, and where are the girls, and the feminists and all of us must be very angry. But let me explain to you why. These boys come from a strata of society where gender-based inequality is extremely prevalent. It is something that they witness and deal with continuously every single day of their lives. So we believe before we expose them to their female peers, it is our responsibility to teach them otherwise. So with women empowerment and gender equality programs, we want to change the mindset of the boys before bringing in the girls. We also wanted to take this first entire season, which is our first season ever, to really acquaint ourselves very well with our staff who are going to be dealing with the kids all the time. And only once we are 100% sure that the organization is nothing short of a safe haven for the girls will we bring them in. TLL has many, many strong female influences, and trust me, this is our goal. We just completed our end-of-season tournament a couple of weeks ago, and this journey, looking back, has been absolutely incredible. I've watched the boys not just grow so much as footballers, but as amazing little people. So from leaving a whole trail of chocolate wrappers behind them on day one, to voluntarily picking up trash post an ISL game, it's been unbelievable. This experience has also exposed us to so much information about the state of our country and the problems we're facing. Not just about these children, but an unprecedented amount about ourselves. We feel like it is important to be around this and to experience this so that we can go further. And I don't think we can ever look at TLL as something we do to help the kids, because it's helped us so much and brought with it a very simple but powerful message, which is any growth we wish to achieve will be accelerated times 100 if we decide we want to grow together. As tempted as I am to conclude with an overly recycled saying like, be the change you wish to see in the world, which in all greatness, in all fairness, is a great saying, my expectations are very, very humble. All I hope to do with this talk is incite that basic human feeling we all inherently have, but lose sight of because of life's complications. We can't just be here to only help ourselves now, can we? It would be such a shame to use the knowledge and power of 4 billion years of evolution on just one entity. As Indians, we are in this very unique, amazing situation which allows us a predisposition to kindness and compassion. All we have to do is try a little bit and tap into it. Thank you.